Hi guys, and welcome back to Tech Tips. Today I would like to talk just a little bit about the new product on the Wi-Fi website, which is the GA250 Gyro. There's been some requests about help setting up the gyro, so today I'm going to just very briefly help you with how to get into the menus, as the little instruction set that comes with the gyro is written in the proper Chinglish, unreadable and ununderstandable to most sane people. So I'm going to try and help you just set up the little GA250. GA250 is a MEMS gyro. What is the difference between the MEMS and a standard gyro? MEMS gyro actually has a accelerometer built into the gyro, which constantly recalibrates your gyro and prevents drift. You'll see that when you fly with a MEMS gyro, you will not find any drift in the tail. Okay, the packaging looks like this, and what's contained inside your little box is your GA250 MEMS gyro with the leads attachments to it. And then also there is a set of thin sticker tape, set of thick sticker tape, and metal plate. Just very quickly, the reason for the metal plate is quite simply that MEMS gyros are very sensitive to vibrations, any vibrations, and it will actually throw the gyro out, hence the plate. What I normally do is I first put a piece of thick tape like this, and then depending on what you fly, if you fly a small 450 chopper, you can use a thin tape, but I generally use thick tape again. So it's thick tape, metal plate, and then thick tape again. That's the way I normally mount my GA250. As you can see there, that's the way I mount it normally. The GA250 gyro has a couple of leads. It's got a red plug, it's got a black plug, and then there's these two are both females, and then there's a male plug that will go to your servo. Something the manual just touches on, but it's not very clear, is that the red plug goes into your gain channel of your receiver, and the black plug goes into the rudder channel of your receiver. So now I'm going to quickly just attach this gyro to a receiver and get my transmitter ready, and when I come back I'll show you how to do the setups on the gyro. So I've got the basic setup here that you would normally do in your helicopter setup. I've got a receiver which is bound to my radio, and then I've got the gyro connected to the receiver. Very importantly, you need to keep your servo disconnected for the moment, simply because this gyro can actually do 4 different pulse widths, or 4 different types of gyros. It can do the 1520 333 Hertz gyro, the 760, the 512, the 1520 250 Hertz, and also the 960 servo. Now, if you had the servo plugged in and the gyro starts up in the wrong pulse mode, you can actually destroy your servo. It'll move to one side and one stop, and actually can damage gears. So leave your gyro disconnected. Check what your settings are of the servo, and then you set the gyro accordingly. Now this is the part where people normally struggle, because the menu is not, or the manual is not very user friendly, as I said earlier on. What you need to do first is you need to set your gyro gain switch on your radio to a specific value. And I have found that the value that works best is if you set your position 0 to 90% and you set your position 1 to 0%. So you've got 2 settings, 90 and 0. Once you set the gyro, you can change these values, but to get into the menus, this is the best way to get into the menus. So once you set your radio to the different values on the radio, you switch the gyro on, and as soon as the light starts flashing blue, you give 3 toggles on the switch, 1, 2, 3, and that will bring you into the menu for the pulse width for the servo. So I'm going to switch the gyro on. As soon as the blue light starts flashing, 1, 2, 3, and you see there's one orange light flashing. Okay, now the one orange light flashing means that the gyro is now in the pulse setting for the or in the menu for setting the pulse on the gyro. Okay, so one flashing orange light means that the servo is set to 1520-333 Hertz. If I move the stick to the left, you'll see it starts flashing twice. That is now set for 760 microsecond pulse. If I push it once, you'll see it starts flashing 3 times. That means it's set to 1520-250 Hertz. And if I move it a 4th time, you'll see it starts blinking 4 times. That's for 760 microseconds. Okay, my servo that I've got here is a 1520-333 Hertz servo. So I'm going to move the stick right again. You see it's now flashing 3 times. Move it right again. Now it's going to be flashing 2 times. Move it right again. Now it's flashing once. Okay. So once you've done that, you can switch off. You switch the gyro off. Okay. And then that's it. Now you've set your pulse width. Now you can connect your servo up. Okay. Right, so now you've connected your servo up. And we can switch the system on and wait for it to initialize. Okay, you can see it's showing a solid blue light now, and I'm just going to move the stick left and right, make sure the servo is actually reacting properly to the signal it gets from the gyro. Okay, right, you'll notice that as I move the stick, the light blinks on the gyro. That is normal. This is basically just showing that there's an input given. Okay, before I forget, always make sure that your trims for the rudder and endpoints, trims are set to 0 and endpoints are set to 100, and there must be absolutely no sub-trim on the gyro. The MEMS gyro, everything is always 0, and the endpoints for the servo is always set to 100. Okay, right, so the next thing that I want to do is I would like to set the gyro direction. Now the gyro direction is basically in which direction will the gyro react. Will it react with the rotation or against the rotation? You want it to react against the rotation. Okay, so to get into the menu for the gyro, for setting the endpoints as well as the servo direction, you move the stick completely left and toggle the your rate switch, which you have set to 90 and 0 3 times. So I move it full ref, 1, 2, 3, and you can see that it now flashes in a sequence. Okay, so the first setting that you will get is the servo direction. Okay, if it's flashing blue orange, it means it's in normal direction. Okay, to move it into another direction, I move the stick to the left, and you'll see it'll flash blue, orange, orange. It means the servo is set to reverse. Okay, so the servo is set to reverse now. I want my servo to be in normal direction, so I leave it like that. Okay, the next thing that we're going to be setting are the endpoints. Okay, to get to the endpoints, you flick your rate switch once, just like that. Okay, so now it's set to the endpoint. You'll see that it'll flash 2 blue and 1 orange. Okay, now by moving your rudder stick left to right, you see that you can set the endpoints. Okay, I can set the endpoints like that. Right, this is now for the one side of your rudder shaft. If I flick the stick again, it'll go 3 blues and an orange. It means that I can set the other side of the shaft in the same way. Okay, and then once you're done, you flick the switch again 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and the gyro should actually. There we go. I just didn't flick it fast enough, but it goes back to the blue. Okay, so once you've done that, you basically have set up your gyro. And that's basically the GA250. Just one last thing that I forgot to say with the installation on the gyro. The gyro installation is horizontal, not like the Teleby gyro that sits vertical. It's horizontal. So remember, guys, you fit your gyro horizontal on your helicopter, not vertical. Okay. And as I say, that's the GY250. Get your if you get your rate set correctly in the radio, everything from there is a piece of cake. Till next time, guys, and happy landings.
Take me up, baby.